Oh, there it is.
Nice,
Wow.
but
Yeah, it's a beautiful belt as well. Beautiful.
yeah,
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Much appreciated. Today, I have the absolute pleasure of being with the Murtha Mexican. We're going to be talking about his incredible career, his bounce back from a couple of very tough fights to win the Commonwealth lightweight title. And of course, Gavin is also the reigning Welsh area lightweight champion as well. So he's had an incredible, I am going to say, Gav, a bit of an up and down period of time over the past couple of years. He bounced back for some incredible adversity to become champion, and the best is still yet to come. So, Gavin, thank you so much, obviously, for making the time for this today. By the way, I know you just come out of the cryo chamber, thank you. I appreciate you hopping on.
no problem. It's nice to be on you and just let everyone know the story and everything behind it, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's great to catch up as well because obviously a lot of our viewers will know I've been in and out of Gavin's camps over the years and previously sponsored him, and I've seen him rise from the small hall shows all the way up to being Commonwealth champion, which is such an amazing feeling. I was just saying to Gavin, now I'm over the moon. But before we get into everything, how does it feel to be Commonwealth champion? I mean, that's a good. I can see the belt there. You can show everyone your belt, and just say a few words about how it feels after
Yeah,
everything you've.
I got a belt. Yeah, it's a great feeling, but I'll always be down in history now as of holding like a major title in boxing, in professional boxing. So I put my name in history, and with the likes of Howard Winston, Johnny Owen, like all the other Merthyr greats, the one major titles. Obviously, I want to win that British title next now, and then keep on progressing there and get as many titles as possible, really, and hopefully cement my name in history then for good. Like.
Absolutely. Incredible. Well, before we get into the fight itself, because there's so much to talk about there, and we'll get into that now, I want to talk about how you bounce back, because I know we were talking about this now just before we started, but,
Yeah,
you had obviously the two British title challenges. I mean, most of our viewers will know that. Brilliant fights, but obviously, you did come up short, but they were incredible fights. But you kept believing, you didn't give up, you kept the faith that you'd be champion, and obviously, that's come true. So I want to sort of highlight that about how you didn't give up when so many people would have, if you get where I'm coming from with that. Let's talk.
yeah. Um, like the first time, obviously it was a massive fight for Wales. Me and Joe Cordina boxed on the Lomachenko Campbell undercard in London in the O2, sold out event, like one of the biggest events in the last, like, I don't know, 5 6 years, was it?
Yeah,
Um, so massive event for Wales, really. I fell short. Thought I boxed well, but I thought I could have boxed better. Lost on points in the end on that one in a close fight. So it was no disgrace there. Joe had over, I'd say, like 200 amateur fights. So he's been and he's boxed for GB. He's been to the Olympics. So there was no disgrace losing that fight. But obviously it was a kick in the teeth. Like it was a hard pill to swallow, sort of thing. But Tony said to me, "Look, you proved where you are. You proved your level. You proved you can mix it with these boys. So there's nothing stopping you going on and winning major titles, sort of thing." So we just went back to the drawing board, straight back in the gym. I think I had a week off. The same with that. But after that fight, I had a week off, straight back in the gym. And then I fought then a couple of, I think it was about 2 months later, just before Christmas. She was at that event.
oh, yeah,
I boxed another Olympian and then stopped him in the first round. So it gave me a massive boost because I knew that boy had been to the Olympics. He just beat the 7 area champion the couple of weeks before me as well. So I thought I was in for a tough night's work, but I called him and got him out today. And then the offer came up to fight, obviously, James Tennyson, who's probably the biggest puncher in the lightweight division in the world at the moment. So, but me being me, I'm never going to say no to a fight. So I was just like, yeah, let's go. won that title as much as he does. So took the fight, went into training camp, and then lockdown struck. Then a few weeks later, after the show got announced, so that just all went up in the air. I didn't know what I was doing. Well, no one knew what they were doing. I was off work. I was staying in. I was scared, really, more than anything. I just didn't want to go out or nothing like that. But Tony had us training, and I had about a good month off, piled on loads of weight. I looked like Mr. Blobby walking around. So yeah, it was bad. Like, I didn't even leave the house. That's how bad it was. Like, I didn't leave the house. I don't know why. I was just so scared of the virus. Like, it was mad. Like, it was a mad feeling. Thinking back now, I think, what the hell was I thinking? But it is what it is. Done now. But yeah. So Tony had me back training, and he had me back running, and then we got offered a fight. To fight behind closed doors. So it was the first show that Eddie had done up in his back garden. So we were like, yeah, let's go, let's get it. But it was hard training that fight. Like, no sparring, no one was in the gym. It was literally just me and Tony. Like, it was probably the worst camps I've ever had in my life. To tell the truth, like, it was a terrible camp. Like, we didn't. I think I had about 50 rounds of sparring. That's all I had. And some, like, last going off the camp I had, I was doing like 30, 40 rounds a week. That's on comparison to that camp. Like, but I'm not saying no different. I don't think it would have gone, even if he caught me with that shot, if I was at the peak, like if I was trained tidy and had the right sparring, I think he would have got me out. He just carries that power, like, do you know what I mean? So, and then I was really down in the dumps after that defeat. Just like, I didn't want to be seen by anyone. Like, it was mad. So me and my missus, and my boy, we went off to Tenby for a week. My face was a mess, wasn't it? It was like I've been run over by a bus or something. Like, so I didn't really go out. I didn't want anyone seeing me. I didn't want my nan seeing me. I didn't want my mother seeing me, like, with my face like it was. I just didn't want to see anyone. And Tony then gave us a text. He was like, right, you got to go back in the gym now. Back in the gym, back on, get back on it. We got that title to win, because the fight, James had a fight then a couple of weeks later. It was a final eliminator for the WBA title.
Yeah, soon after, that's right.
And he knocked out the number 8 ranked fighter within like 50 odd seconds. Like, so Tony was like, look, your performance you put in against him with the camp you had, look, it just goes to show the level you're at, sort of thing. So he's like, we got to get back in the gym and get back training. And then we got offered another fight. They just all want to fight me, don't they? But I think what it was, off the back of them 2 losses, people saw me as an easy target. I think they thought, oh, he's had 2 losses now. He's not going to be hungry. He's not going to want it much. That's the biggest downfall anyone could have. Like, I think Sean should have had at least 3 or 4 step-up fights before fighting me. Like, he didn't even fight anyone half as decent. He fought a couple of, like, journeymen. That's all it was, really. But he didn't even have a step-up, and I think that was his downfall, really. He didn't have no power. He didn't have that man strength more than anything. He was just, and they say the rest is history, don't they?
Well, the rest is history, for sure. And you know something, the reason I've started there, instead of jumping right into the Commonwealth, is because a lot of fighters, it's encouraging for a lot of other fighters if they have, a tough fight or they have a loss or something like that. I mean, you can do it, they can do it too, and things like that. And I really think it's a testament to your mentality, if you get what I'm saying, like, the fact, the real warrior mentality that you have, and all that, never give in, never give up, and all that sort of thing. So it's amazing. It's incredible. And I honestly was worried about you after the Tennyson fight. I mean, I knew you'd be all right, but Still, as you say, you're a bit mashed up, and I think you drove home as well and everything. And I was
Yeah,
just, now they bring
I
them to Earth, don't they? You know, I know.
Yeah, I drove home like I can remember wearing my sunglasses because I didn't want anyone to see me. So I had my
Yeah,
sunglasses on, my hat on, and I had a hood up as well. So I was
yeah,
driving home. I probably looked like I pinched a car.
yeah. Oh my
But
days.
literally, I opened the door. And my missus just burst out crying because she seen my face. And my boy didn't even want to come up and see me because it was that like messed up. My face was. He was crying because of my face. It wasn't a nice feeling coming home like that. I wish I just like stayed away for a few, but let it heal up. But it is what it is. Just
It's a fight game, but still, mad
yeah,
respect, oh, champ, mad respect. I mean, it's that impact on the family is something.
yeah.
But
It,
to the
it is tough. Like it
yeah,
is
yeah,
massively hard as well. Like I'm constantly away training and things like that, and for me to come home without nothing as well, that's what hurt the most. Like
yeah,
I promised him that I was going to bring a belt home for him, and he said, and I can remember it to this day. I walked through the door, my missus was crying, and he was crying. And he said, "Where's my present?" I was like, "Oh boy, but it just hit me. I was like, oh, just gutted, like, and ever since that, I was like, right, I gotta get down to it now. I just gotta get back on the bike and just win a title. Like, do you know what I mean? I know I'm good enough to win a major title, and I think that was the drive as well. I think that
yeah,
was the drive to
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
So yeah,
Incredible, incredible. Like I say, that bounce back from adversity, I love it. I mean, it's like a real life Rocky type of thing. I mean, I know that's really cheesy that everyone
I
watches,
yeah
but it's
yeah
got
it
that.
is. Like I know a lot of people wrote me off like massively. Like I know like they're all kissing my ass now. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know a lot of people before that fight. I know if obviously if, they wouldn't say it to my face, but they were like, "Oh, Gavin Gwynne shot now. He's past it. He's got two big names. He's on the downward spiral sort of thing." I knew it was I knew it was going on behind my back, but I thought I needed to prove them wrong as well.
yeah.
It was like have some of that sort of thing.
That's the way you'll use it as
Yeah,
fuel. Well, you have proved them wrong, so let's get to the fun bit, shall we? Because the Commonwealth fight itself, incredible. I mean, as I said to you earlier, I was over the moon. I know everyone was, and it was a great fight. I mean, I know there was a lot of
yeah,
action. You got cut on the back of the head. That looked pretty nasty, and there was all this stuff. But obviously, you won the title. So with this one, I don't really have like a really narrow question, but let's just talk about the fight itself as a whole. I mean, just now before we started, you were saying it was easier than what you thought and things like that. So let's just walk
yeah,
through the fight in your own words, champ. Let's talk about that.
yeah. So like I thought I was going to be in for a really tough night's work. Like we studied him and everything else, but after the first round, I said to Tony, I said he's got nothing, no strength there, he's no punch power. And I cut him as well early. I cut him in the first round. So I was so pumped because I cut him. As I sat down, I said, Tony, I got him already. He said, right, calm down. He said me to calm down. I just wanted, I didn't even want to break. I just wanted to stay in it. I would have fought 12 rounds out the break. That's how pumped up I was. Like, and how fit I was. And I just wanted to stay in here and just keep punching sort of thing. But as the fight went on, it just everything fell into place and went to plan really. Yeah, but I think that was like I know I said it was like easier than I thought, but I think down to the amount of work I put in. Like I didn't stop training day night. I was just training constantly. My missus said to me that she'd never seen me in that shape before. I was like, I made the weight easy, and that's not comfortable for me to make weight is not comfortable at all. But I made it the easiest I've ever made it in my whole entire career. Like, yeah, it was fantastic, and I really rated him as a fighter as well. So there was always them nerves there, but I think I was just all down to the preparation I had really. That just saying, like I found it easy. It was just because of the preparation effort that I had, really.
Amazing, amazing. And then, I mean, I know obviously we're getting your hand raised as a champion after all this time. It was wonderful. And obviously back home in Wales, obviously, because we were all watching from here, it was just it was electric. And I know that's strange to say because a lot of people were watching at home, obviously, because the pubs were not, but it's hard to explain, but on social media and everywhere, it was just like an
Yeah,
electric atmosphere that you won. It was on fire. Everyone was so happy. And obviously you proved them all
yeah,
wrong. So
yeah,
it's
yeah. Like you see now, like I can remember like my phone went dead, right? I hadn't been on my phone, right, and it was in my bag in the changing rooms. And I picked it up to ring my missus, and it was just beep, 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 just like going constantly. And so I rang my missus, I always do it after a fight, just ring her and say I'm right. Ring my father as well. My father's steaming. He's like, you just loving it, like, and just everyone in Wales, like, they just, fair play to them, everyone got behind me, and it was great to see, like, my phone just went mental. Everyone congratulated me and things like that. Like uh, it just goes to show, like for a small country, like we always stick behind our men and women. Like it's really good to see.
it's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing about Wales, that
Yeah.
community, how everyone's tight, looks after each other and watching each other's back and all that. So with that in mind, when you came home, I mean, when you physically arrived back, what was the reaction this time from obviously your family and from your friends and
Yeah,
sponsors,
like
everybody? What happened?
so I go home. I can remember getting home outside, and I text my sister, so I'll be here now 5 minutes. So Alan was waiting on the doorstep for me, like, and I filled up, and so I got out, and he carried. I said, "Oh boy, I got a present for you." So he was loving this. He knew what it was. So he dragged it all the way into the house, and he said, "Oh, this is mine now." And till this day, like, if I pick the belt up, he goes, "Where are you taking my belt?" But yeah, everyone's reaction, like even walking down the street and I'm like, "Oh, well done, Gav. Awesome fight." And but any randomers, like 60-year-old men, "Oh, well done, Gav, boy." Till even the younger generation, like it's brilliant. Fair play.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, the support was through the roof. I mean, I remember seeing that and just thinking that's the way it should be, and it was lovely. I
Yeah.
thought what was one other thing here though, Gav. I mean, in your recent fights, your punching power, this is an interesting one. Either it's shown itself more or it's improved because I'm not being funny, but we talk about people who've got big power, like we were talking about Tennyson earlier. I mean, that man's got hands of stone. I mean,
Yeah.
he is. But with
Different
yourself,
level.
no, I mean, but with yourself now, you're catching up to people like that. Because obviously, I've noticed how you're stopping guys when you mentioned about the Olympian, the local fight I was at, and everything, and the body shot you hit him with, and everything. I mean, you
Yeah.
could feel it, like from ringside. And I've seen that in some of your fights, even with Cordina, even with Tennyson, and obviously with Sean. The punching power. I
Yeah.
mean, you've got hands of steel now. I mean, your punching power seems to have increased. So, what's the reason behind that? I mean, what's happened there? It seems to is it showing itself more, or is that a difference in your training that it's actually increased your power? What would you say to
So
that?
it's all down to Tony, really, and obviously got strength and conditioning coach now, Richard as well, Richard Thomas. And it's down to the fact that, like, we work in bending my knees, but I never used to bend my knees. So I'd walk towards someone, I'd be up tall, and because I'm a tough guy anyway, I'd be taking shots just standing tall. I'm dipping now, more of a pro style, like, sort of thing. But I think it's more down to the strength work as well, and the nutrition as well.
Yeah,
I think that's a big part as well, because I'm going back up to my natural weight after the weigh-in. Whereas before I was making weight, killing myself to make the weight, and then I'd eat literally. I'll tell you a story. After the Henry James weigh-in, I killed myself. I lost like 5 pounds in the morning to make the weight. I weighed in. I had 5 pints of coke. 5 pints of coke straight after in
nice.
front. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, because I was craving sugar so much. I don't even like coke. I don't even like I don't even like it. Like I just I can remember downing them and ordering another one, down another one, and then I had a hot dog and chips, and then in the night I had Domino's pizza, because after the win I thought, oh, I can eat what I want now, but it's not, it don't work that way. Like that was the first time for me making championship weight, and then obviously you've seen like I boxed for a bit, but obviously the crowd loved it. It was like a war, wasn't it? But that was probably the worst I've boxed like out of my career. But obviously that's down to eating shit as well after the weigh-in. And that's all down to me. I can't put a blame on anyone else, as well as if that was all my fault. But obviously I've learned off that now, and refueling the right way and eating the right foods and getting back up to my normal weight within 18 hours and feeling good. And because obviously you see me sparring, and you know I carry a bit of power in sparring and things, and then when you see me fight, it's like I'm like a different person.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I've noticed that myself. That, I mean, I remember after your fight with Dean, what's his name, Dean Evans, wasn't it? After your fight with him, and you were a bit like, not so much frustrated. You were like, oh, I wanted to stop him. I remember you saying, man, I wanted to stop him. And obviously, and he was awkward anyway. I mean, he's an awkward guy. But yeah, I noticed that difference in power. And that's why I was thinking, I think the power's always been there, but now it's coming out more in the fight. But that was as well, I wanted to highlight it for, for our viewers.
Yeah, okay. Like I think it's always been there. Like I've stopped loads of boys in the amateurs with body shots and head shots, but I'm refueling. I think that's the big thing, and doing it the right way in the pro game, especially 12-round fights. You need to do it the right way, because the long, hard, tiring fights, you need to give your body the right nutrition, really.
Yeah, you do. It's an important thing. I mean, and it just goes to show, Gav, because like I say, I was waiting for your answer, but yeah, I think the power's always been there, and now it's really coming out, and you could see it. You could see it's not like it wasn't there in your early fights, I think, because it was, but now it's like really, really coming to fruition, which was awesome, and it's very, very exciting. I'm going to talk about a couple of other aspects of your training. So, we'll get to sparring now in a minute, but I'm dead curious about this whole cryo chamber thing, because I know you're pretty big on it, and it's cold in there. I mean, it looks cold, but I've seen the stuff on your Instagram with you coming out and all this. So can you talk us through a little bit about what it's like in there if someone's never been in one or something like that, and how cold it gets and the inflammation and effects, all that sort of thing, please? That'd be great.
So they got these in the one I go to, it's like the Himalayan salt saunas as well. Okay. So with a normal sauna, it attacks the outside and then goes inside to the organs after, whereas this try and attacks the inside first and then bring out the bad stuff, sort of thing. Like if you run down or something like that, it brings it out to your pores then, sort of things. So we go in there first. I think it's 40 minutes in there. Sit in there and then dry yourself off, jump straight in the cryo chamber. But the cryo chamber is built for it's recovering your muscles, really, whereas the normal athlete or professional athlete trains like twice a day, 6 days a week. So you can imagine your body's in bits like at the end of the week. So instead of having the ice cold bath and trying to recover your muscles, this attacks it a bit more, whereas I think it's minus 100, where I had 190, minus 190 the other week, because I was the first one in there. So the first one's always colder. So it's like they use like nitrogen oxide on, you got these fans in it. I don't know how the thing works, because it's like like a £500,000 just for this thing. Like it's out of the world. Like, it's mad, the technology in it. And so wherever you're aching, you just stand by the fans, let it attack your body, and then obviously the guys running will tell you to turn. But it's normally, it ranges from like 180 to 175, minus 175 to 180. So it really takes your breath away. Like, so you go in through this one room, you go in and it's cold. It's probably minus, I don't know, whatever it is, but it's not a lot. It's probably minus about 5 or whatever. It's just getting your body used to it. And he'll count you down, and you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, open the door, and he just hits you. It's like, and you can't breathe, literally can't breathe. Like the first time we go there, he's like, just calm your breathing down. Yeah. Literally everything's freezing up, all your eyes are freezing up, and like no any like water coming out your nose or your eyes, it just freezes, your eyes start shutting and things like that. But you come out of there, and honest to God, I'm not just lying when I'm not just saying this, bigging them up, but you feel like a new person. Yeah. Straight away, like within like I'm in there, I think it's 3.5 minutes you're in there. And I could be going in there. I'm like, obviously I'm getting older now, so I ache a lot more. Like I still stretch off, but you still have niggles and aches and things like that. So I go there. When I'm in training camp, I go there once a week. But when I am going to date, I'd probably go there twice a month, like at least. Yeah. So I was in there this morning, in fact.
Amazing. I mean, I was just so curious about it because you know, I know you post it on your stories and all this stuff, and I was thinking, man, because I've never been in one, to be honest. I have tried a lot of these things, but not that one. But I probably would try it, although it sounds like it's for the brain.
It's really good. Like it's all to do with blood cells. So if you've got any damaged muscles or anything, it'll send new blood cells to fix what's matter with it as well. Like so, if there's anything wrong with your body, go there. It's worth a try. And if anyone wants to know where that one is, just drop me a message, and I'll get a number over to them.
Fantastic. So a couple of other things.
Repping them here now. They
repping the brand. No, that's good though. I mean, you are great like that, Gav. You always give a shout out to sponsors, partners, and it's a good way to be. A couple of other things then, and there's only a couple of other things anyway that I got to cover. So another one is sparring. All right. So I know I've seen a bunch of your spars and all that sort of thing, and they always, you know, I mean, you go to war in there anyway, but obviously you do learn, and there's some great, you know, techniques and everything as well, but they are full on. So with that, on the run up to the Commonwealth, and things like that, was sparring a bit better? Because I know obviously earlier in lockdown it's been a bit funny with people not being able to spar as much, but I think by that point it was better, wasn't it? So can you walk us through, you know, some of your sparring on the run up to the Commonwealth fight, and you saw what went on with that side of it? Because I know you love a good spar, Gav. I mean, you know.
Yeah, like that's the best bit of training, I think, is sparring. That's what I do it for. That's what I do this sport for. I just like, some people like catching a ball and kicking a ball. I like getting punched in the face. But I like dishing it out as well. But the sparring for this fight, like we had unbelievable sparring. Like they were got a couple of southpaws in the gym with me. We went up to Bristol sparring up there. I had like three 10-round spars a week, and then like in the end, we what we were doing, because I was fit at the time. So Tony was saying, right, boys, we'll jump in it 2 at a time at him, and just try and get him the best rounds we can. Like, and by the 12th round, I was still ready to go. Like, I can remember it. Like, so the sparring we had was second to none for this camp. Like, so we were body sparring, I think a couple of weeks before as well. So what Tony does, if none of us got a fight, just to keep that, like, I don't know, like timing and everything else, he'll have us body sparring for like 30 minutes, and everyone will spar everyone. So they'll just change it around everyone. And I think it's a good thing, because you don't want to be taking punches to the head if you haven't got a fight coming up. I think you just I think you're just taking years off your career by doing that, like just open sparring all the time. So it's pointless, really. But this camp, it was fantastic. Yeah, the sparring we had couldn't have gone better, really.
Oh, that's good. That is good, because I just wanted to highlight it, because I know, you know, your sparring is always top quality. Obviously, Tony does some great sparring, and yeah, I agree with the body sparring. I mean, it keeps the skills sharp, but you know, without the damage.
Yeah,
it's a good policy.
Yeah, like if like 35 minutes of body sparring, no break, is tough going. Like, so you've got to be fit. So that's what Tony wants everyone in the gym to stay fit and healthy, and make sure we're not out on the piss and destroying our careers, really. Because I know a lot of fighters are doing that now. They just out on the piss, getting overweight. They never going to come back to anything decent, because they've let their bodies gone past that level or stage sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it will. It'll separate the the really dedicated ones, if you get what I mean. Like we're still in the gym through all this from the not. It'll like separate, sort of like the men from the boys type of thing. But it'll
Yeah,
separate the ones that really want it from like the ones that are really just like here and there. And
doing it for yeah, sort of thing.
yeah,
Because I've seen it a lot now. Like, oh yeah, I want to turn pro and things like this. I had fights when I was younger or whatever, but obviously they're just doing it for social media and making themselves look good. That's all they're doing it for. They don't. It's not really passion. Like, you can see it in someone when it's passion. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah. It's a different thing. Like with
Yeah,
yourself, Gavin, you're always so humble and you always stayed so centered, and it's doing it for the real reasons. And it's
yeah. It's
yeah.
just love for the sport, really, more than anything. But
All right. So the last couple of things,
I
because
wouldn't do it for free, man.
not. I hope not with the punishment you guys take. I hope not. No,
Yeah,
no, you would do it for free, but you do love it though. You can tell you
yeah,
genuinely
you gotta
love
love it. But I don't think you do it. Like, as soon as you start going up the levels and the harder the fights get,
it.
you gotta really love it to keep at it, really.
Yeah, yeah, it shows. That does show. And you're a man of the people as well, and it's a wonderful thing. Obviously the future. I mean, because obviously what is next for the Mirtha Mexican? I mean, because I love the name change, by the way, really cool. But what's coming next, you guys? Well, I'm not sure how much you can say or what's happening, but what's sort of on the horizon, your dreams, goals, plans from here? Because this interview, just for everyone watching, the 30th of April 2021 is when we recorded this. So from this point onwards, Gav, what are some of your plans and dreams from here, please?
So I just want to get defence of that next now. Just want to defend that. Get a fight now, hopefully in the next couple of months. I got a fight with MTK, so big thank you to MTK for having me on the show again. It's just waiting for him to give me a date and a definite opponent now. As soon as that's sorted, defend that, win that, and then British title by the end of the year. Then, so that's the plan going forward. Like.
Incredible. Well, I believe you'll get it, Gav. I believe you get it. I mean, everything you've done so far has been, I think, preparing you for that. And I know you've got the Commonwealth
Yeah,
now. There's more to come. That the best is yet to come, I still think, as well. And even with the British title, you'll be so well prepared now from what you're training from. Obviously, fighting guys like Joe Cosimo, like tennis, and who are basically world level. Even though
yeah,
you're fighting them at British level, and I believe you're at that level now as well. So I know
yeah.
best is yet to come. Last thing then, before I shoot off, is words for your fans, your followers, people that have supported you. And I'm talking about the genuine people now, because I know we had some people that were sort of blowing with the wind and they were supporting you when it was good and then not. But the people that have stuck by you and everything like that, and the people that really support you, what would you say to them? If they're watching this or listening to this, what would you say to them?
Just a big thank you, really. Just a massive thank you. Just like I always have good support as well. Especially when we have shows in here in Wales. So massive thank you to each and every person that always buys me tickets, always wishes me luck on Facebook and sends me a message. So just a massive thank you. I can't say no more. It's just I just got to bring more belts back to the valleys. That's all I can do, really.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that, funny enough, I know I said it's the last one, but the one other thing I can think of real quick, just for people watching this, I think you could benefit them. I will, I have to make it quick, but it's a good question. Is advice for young fighters, Gav? I mean, I know there's a lot of advice you could give, and I know that young fighters, they obviously need to be with a good trainer like Tony Borg. I mean, he's an absolute legendary trainer and incredible. But obviously, you've been there and done it a lot now. You've challenged for the British title, you've won the Welsh title, won the Commonwealth. Obviously, you had a great amateur career, and I know you've got more to come. But if you had to give maybe 2 or 3 sort of very key ingredients, if you like, like when you're cooking, like that, like the essential things you've got to have for young fighters, coming up, or whatever, and, you're an inspiration to people in the valleys and well, everywhere really, but especially in Wales. So what would you say to them is like something, some tips, some advice for young fighters, please, champ? That's just as the last question.
First, obviously, first has got to be discipline. You got to discipline yourself. Obviously, it's hard growing up. All the other boys are going out drinking and eating what they want and not training. So you've got to be disciplined. The second is always listen to your coach. Your coach is always right. So as long as you've got a good coach, keep listening to them and obviously listen to your parents. Yeah, that's the third. Just listen to your parents and be respectful of your elders, really, because I see a lot of disrespect. The younger groups coming through now, and when I grew up, like my father was always like, if I ever like raised my voice against like someone older than me, he'd clip me around the head. But whereas obviously we're not allowed to do that now, but we obviously we got a lot of respect for our elders, whereas the younger generation haven't really, have they?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know something, Gav? I mean, I know, and this is just, it's not even a question. I'll close out with this. Obviously, we've known each other a good few years now, and I've seen your career progress to the dizzy heights that it is at, with obviously with the belt and more to come. And throughout it all, you stayed humble, respectful of your opponents and your trainers and coaches, and
Yeah,
yeah, and you've stayed very much, a man of the people. And what I mean is like a real community-minded person, family-minded person, all that type of thing. And it's not even a question. I'm just genuinely saying this, and I got so much respect for that because there's so many guys who, as you say, they got no respect, not just in boxing now, but like just in life,
yeah,
and they're coming
yeah.
up, but obviously in boxing as well, all this trash talking and all this type of stuff. And I just love the way you represent the sport. To be
Thank you
honest,
very much. That's
uh,
nice. That's
yeah,
nice to hear. Thank you.
well, you're welcome. I mean, I'm just saying it how it is, and I've always thought this throughout.
It's just the way I think I got brought up as well. That is just down to my nan and my grandpa, my mother and my father. Really, just the way I got brought up and just the way they were with me and just instilled it in me. Really.
Well, you're an amazing ambassador for the sport, and I know it's not just you. I know a lot of guys are, but I just,
Yeah.
and obviously, I give that back to some of the boys at the gym at St. Joseph's Gym as well, because there's some great fighters in there. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to say to you because you are. But Gav, I really, really, really appreciate your time because I know we did this on the fly a little bit right after the cryo chamber. But honestly, I really, really appreciate your time. And it's been a real joy to catch up with you, my friend. It's been such a pleasure. Um,
Same. Same. It's been good. It's been good to have a chat. Yeah.
been really good. Pure Blue Limitless, the purest phycocyanin on the planet. This is taking the sports industry by storm with multiple world champions, Olympians, and many other world-class athletes, all the way down to your regular gym goers and fitness enthusiasts, even amateur athletes, using this product to maximize their potential and move a step closer to the life of their dreams. This product works in a unique way on a cellular level. Unlike any other product on earth, this is created with a patented photobioreactor technology that no one else in the world has access to, breaking down lactic acid and reconverting it into ADP. In other words, breaking the waste and reconverting it into fuel. You can train longer, harder, faster, and considerably outdo your competition. Whether you're just looking for more energy, whether you're a professional athlete or somewhere in between, this product is for you, boosting physical, mental, and emotional health through increased energy and amazing world-class anti-inflammatory effects that cannot be beaten. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.